Good morning. I'm Anusha Roy.
And I'm Mark Salinger. Former President Donald Trump survived an attempted assassination during a rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday. Mr. Trump is safe, but one spectator was killed and two others were critically injured during the shooting.
Witnesses say the person who died was shot in the head and the apparent shooter was also killed.
The former president returned to his home in New Jersey after pictures at the rally showed him bloody in the head. He had just started speaking when loud pops rang out. He then reached for his ear and dropped to the platform behind him as Secret Service agents rushed the stage and surrounded him. Multiple outlets are reporting a witness said he told officers a gunman was moving from roof to roof moments before the shooting. The U.S. Secret Service said the shooter was 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who is now dead. Crooks was from Bethel Park in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania voter records listed a Thomas Matthew Crooks with the same address and birthday as a registered Republican, though it's unclear when those records were from. The agency says the shooter fired several shots from an elevated position, kind of like you see on this map right here on your screen, about 150 yards from the stage outside the secured rally venue. Witnesses at the rally said they weren't sure what was going on at first until they saw Secret Service surrounding Trump after he hit the ground.
I'm standing next to the fence on that left-hand side. When we heard this go off, we thought it was firecrackers at first, and then somebody hollered everybody to the ground, so we're all going down to the ground. And we weren't sure if Trump got hit or not, because the first thing we saw was all the Secret Service crowding around Trump.
Trump was being rushed off stage. He could be seen pumping his fists into the air and waving to the crowd as he moved into a waiting SUV. After the shooting, President Biden addressed the nation, condemning acts of political violence.
The Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody.
The president said he's grateful that former President Trump is safe and grateful to the Secret. Now, former President Trump posted on Truth Social a few hours after the shooting, thanking law enforcement and the Secret Service for their rapid response. He also sent condolences to the family of the person who was shot and killed at the rally. Back here in Colorado, Democratic Governor Jared Polis also released a statement writing, quote, "I'm glad to hear that President Trump is doing well following this terrible act of violence. My thoughts are with President Trump and everyone impacted by this inexcusable act that I strongly condemn." He joined other Democrats and Republicans in Colorado's congressional delegation condemning political violence. Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is also blaming President Joe Biden personally for the shooting.
I believe that much of the rhetoric from the left has escalated to this moment. Just last week, we saw Joe Biden.
Now, the Republican National Convention, we do have that full interview to check out on YouTube as well online at 9news.com. The Republican National Convention is set to start tomorrow in Milwaukee as they proceed to officially nominate former President Trump for another term in office. We had a chance to talk with political science professor from MSU Denver about both the assassination attempt and the convention moving forward.
We're right in the midst of the start of the RNC. And depending on how President Trump or former President Trump is feeling physically, I think you're going to see kind of a Phoenix kind of messaging coming out during that RNC, as well as some somberness. I mean, we have to remember that one individual that was there to watch this event was killed.
Two others were also critically injured. The professor talked about the impact of political violence and how important it is right now to work through our differences.
The goal of politics in a democracy is to avoid this type of violence and, recognize that we have different opinions and recognize that we have different preferences for what our country should look like, but work through those, right, through a system of laws and institutions that allow us to come to some agreement, even though we don't, or some policy, even though we don't agree with it, and then work to change that policy if we don't.
The professor said that there have been 4 successful assassinations of a sitting president and several attempts on former presidents and candidates over the years. We are going to be getting back to Congresswoman Lauren Boebert's sound a little later in this show so that you have a chance to listen to all of that sound.
And we will continue to follow the latest on this developing story, this major breaking news. You can find all that information on our website, 9news.com, including that full conversation with Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, as well as on the 9 News app. Want to get to our other major story today, and that is the heat continuing across Colorado. Chris Bianchi joining us this morning. And Chris, another triple-digit day for the weather.
Yeah, one more day, though, and then things start to gradually improve, Anush and Mark, for tomorrow. Then by Tuesday, we get some real meaningful relief into the picture. But for today, 101, that's our forecast. Our daily record set 146 years ago. Our daily record very much in jeopardy for this afternoon for us. That's currently at 100 is the current record. And again, our forecast 101 for us here in Denver. High temperatures likely to be well over 100 degrees across the eastern plains. Overnight lows in the upper 60s for us. Current temperatures already up to 76 in Denver, 83 in Colorado Springs. Tells us, obviously, if it's this hot this early, it is going to be a scorcher of a day. 50, 60s for us in the high country. Already 80 for friends out on the western slope in Grand Junction. Highs today, about 101 for us. So again, that is certainly the story. That said, there is a notable difference between yesterday and what we saw on Saturday and on Friday. And that would be the chance for some dry thunderstorms during the afternoon. That's what's leading to this red flag warning, kind of an unusual red flag warning. Reason I say that is that usually when you see red flag warnings across Colorado, it's due to kind of regular winds. But this is going to be due to the combination of lightning and also some winds from those dying storms. There's not a whole lot of low-level moisture, so these are what we term dry thunderstorms. So you don't get much rain, but you get wind and you get lightning from them, and that's why there's that elevated fire danger concern for this afternoon. But we get some more rain-soaked, hopefully some more rain-soaked storms starting tomorrow into Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll also cool us off as well. Details on that coming up in my full forecast.
In news across the U.S., it was an emotional moment for actor Alec Baldwin when a New Mexico judge threw out the involuntary manslaughter case against him.
Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
The judge dismissed the case, siding with his lawyers who claimed prosecutors had hid evidence about ammunition that may be linked to the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the Rust movie set in 2021. The judge ruled the case cannot be filed against Baldwin again.
More than 700,000 customers are still without power in the Houston area in Texas as of Saturday afternoon. CenterPoint Energy released a statement saying it expects to restore power to roughly 85% of impacted customers by the end of the day today. It comes just days after that hurricane struck parts of Texas, leaving so many people without power and dealing with flooding. It added that crews are continuing to work despite experiencing that challenging weather.